Welcome to the Bad Beat Podcast. I am your host, Robert Eisenstadt, and today we have Erick Tyler here in the studio with us. Erick, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, dude. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm very excited to have some conversations with you about multiple different things, from business to ayahuasca and how your life has changed so much. It's been crazy to watch your life go from like literally here to here, just an insane transformation. A little bit about Erick. He's owned multiple businesses. He owned a pool building company, a real estate business, venture capital company, a construction company, and he went to Costa Rica and went on a journey with ayahuasca and left it all behind and completely changed his life. So we're going to dive into a little bit about the business first, and then we'll dive into the ayahuasca, and, you know, we'll actually talk a little bit about how you changed my life, because I actually went out to Costa Rica to visit Erick, and that one trip was just absolutely mind-blowing. So what was the first business venture that you got into?
Shoot, that would be the first pool company I had was a maintenance and cleaning company that I opened back in, it was right after the 2009 crash. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. When couldn't get a job anywhere. So that's when I went into business for myself.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you did that for how long?
I think I had that one for 2 or 3 years. And then I gave it to one of my friends, Tim, and started a maintenance company, property maintenance.
Really?
Yeah, like handyman stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did commercial property stuff and then houses, but that's when I also opened the venture capital company and I was flipping houses.
Damn.
And then I got my real estate license. And
you're a good test taker.
Yeah. yeah. I had my insurance license too.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Were you writing policies?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
For one of my buddies, he had a farmer's agency.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was
You were doing it all at the same time?
Yeah, I kind of opened up did the insurance thing to help my buddy because he needed a producer to grow his business to the next level. So I was like, well, I'm not really doing anything.
So
no, I was doing a lot, but
yeah.
So I went and got my insurance license and helped him grow his business.
Dude, every time I ever saw you, you were always like running 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Yeah.
So at the entire same time, you're doing you gave the pool maintenance company away.
Yeah. Well,
did you sell it?
I gave it to my buddy.
You gave it to him?
Yeah, he was going through some stuff. So
wow, that's crazy. And then after that, that's when you started the insurance thing or the real estate or the handyman thing.
The handyman thing with commercial property maintenance, and I was doing some residential stuff, but not much. It was more commercial property.
This was right after the crash.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I got my real estate license because I kind of saw, I don't know, that I could make money in it.
Did you?
Yeah.
And how long did you do that for?
Long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were still doing it even when we were kind of working together. Because I remember we went and walked a few properties.
I had my license all the way up until I moved to Costa Rica.
Damn.
Yeah, I was still in it a little bit. I wasn't good. I shouldn't say I wasn't good. I didn't like the retail side of it, like showing people houses.
Yeah.
I like the investment side of like flipping houses, showing people like, hey, you can make this much money if you buy this house.
Right. Yeah, I remember us walking a few of your investment properties actually. Because we were doing some work with you. Man. You helped me out from the start, dude. I mean, you gave me a lot of opportunity. You know, when nobody wanted to help me in the construction side of things, you did. I mean, I made a lot of money because of you.
Good.
So thank you.
That's good. That's good. I like to hear that. A lot of people made a lot of money because of me.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, fuck it.
It's good. It's good, right? You see people, not on an ego side, but when you see people excel, it's like, that's the best thing for me. That's where I get my high. When I see people doing really well or or playing, you know what I mean? Like doing whatever the fuck they want. Like
Yeah.
I'm just having a blast. That's the best way. And people get hung up on money. So why not, if you can help them, you know, follow their dreams and play in life a little bit more, why not?
So what got you into the general construction thing? Was that from the property maintenance, and you just were like, well, I'm really good at taking tests, might as well just do it?
There was a job that I was bidding, and it was over my bid limit
For the pool
for the
company?
pool company. So, but it was a big it wasn't just a pool, it was pool and all kinds of stuff, but the pool itself was over my bid limit. And getting my general contractor's license, I could then take some of the pool stuff out. You know, I could do the pool, and then I could do like the deck and all the other stuff that I'd usually include in the pool.
Right.
I could put it in a different bed for the GC stuff. And it was a really big bid. It was, you know, it ended up being like an $800,000 job. But that's, so I was like, well, you know, I've been in construction since I was 12, you know, I've been doing something since I was really young. I'll just go take the test and apply for it. Cause I've worked, you know, for GCs and I've done framing and roofing and concrete
Did you ever get into doors?
me. Yeah. Come on, we're
Well, I know. No, I know. Your entire family is doors.
Yeah, I ran some of the largest door companies in like the Western United States.
You know what's crazy is doors. Doing doors is like straight slept on. Like people think like, oh, you do doors for a living? Like, dude, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard work. And it's very profitable.
Huh?
I mean, it's crazy. But you're like generationally, your entire family.
Yeah.
Doors.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
My brother was one of the first one to kind of step out of it.
Really?
Yeah. He got into excavation.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Well, you guys were doing stuff together, and then now your nephew, he's doing pretty good. That's crazy.
He's doing awesome. Building pools.
Yeah. Super proud of him, man.
Yeah, he's doing great.
It's good for him.
Yeah.
So let's dive into where it kind of changed. So we were working together for a while, and I remember coming into your office sometimes because you grew that pool company pretty big.
Too fast.
Yeah. You think that was the issue? Just too fast? Too big, too fast?
Too big, too fast, amongst other personal things. Like it was just too much going on.
Yeah. Well,
rocky marriage type of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there's a lot of stuff going on where I'm, I put too much pressure on myself, but yeah, I grew it way too fast and then was like, all right, I need help. And then finding good help is really hard.
You know, I think as business owners, a lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves and feel the weight of the world on our shoulders. Have you read the book Who Not How by chance?
No.
It's by Dan Sullivan. It really dives in and talks about finding the right person to handle the right task. You know,
Sure.
And as an entrepreneur, you try and take everything on by yourself, and you try and, you know, you try and be the person that holds 10 different positions.
You have to be at the beginning.
You have to be in the beginning. But as you grow, you know, it's really hard to start to delegate certain things to different people. Like I remember when I hired my first employee and let him go out on his own. Dude, I was just like walking in my room, like pacing back and forth. I was so nervous. It's like your baby.
Oh yeah. No, my first employee or set of employees that I hired cost me 6 figures. The
What?
mistakes that they made. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
And I was just at that growing point where you're like, okay, I'm going to fold. I'm going to, I'm going to go crazy because I'm too stressed. And I hired, 2 guys to help me with selling and managing some of the jobs. And they were just not good people.
Damn.
Yeah. They cost me, it was in 6 figures.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's a new company.
So what did you do to bounce back from that?
Worked harder.
That's the answer.
Put a bed in my office.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I used to, dude, I was doing 120 hours a week.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I used to put in some hours, but
I had
damn.
a bed in my office because there's times where, I'd be, working, bidding a job or doing payroll or doing whatever. And, looking at the clock and it's 2 in the morning. Well, I'm not going to drive home just so I can shower and come right back to the office. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take a nap.
Eventually you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to get in bed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I ordered it on Amazon too. I'm like, this isn't working. I need a bed here.
Damn, dude.
That was pretty bad. Whatever. It is what it is.
I mean, like, how scary was that setback, though? Like, I mean, I've had some setbacks. You've witnessed some of my setbacks. I mean, you witnessed a job which, during my time, I mean, you saw that job site where I lost $10,000.
Yeah.
And for me, that was huge. That was a huge loss for me at that time. Like, that was hard to swallow. So I can't even imagine 6 figures. And now I'm trying to think back, like, damn, what did I do? I'm like, well, work fucking harder. That's the answer.
Well, yeah, and you do, and then you're a little more careful, I guess. But
you want to know what the biggest thing for me was?
Yeah.
I never put my fate or my company's fate into anybody else's hands ever again. Because if you remember correctly, that was not it was not, you want to know what? I'm going to take accountability for that. It was my fault, but it was a subcontractor.
No, for sure. And mine was salesmen doing things out of my scope of work on the side.
Gotcha.
But I'm responsible for them.
Right.
So as a contractor, you're responsible for your guys.
Yep.
And if they go to the homeowner and say, hey, I'll do this side job, whatever, do this for you, it's still in my name. And that's what happened.
Wow.
In a few different cases, yeah. And then they were just irresponsible on other ones, stole, and it goes on, But unfortunately, you can't sit there and watch everything all your guys do, especially when, how many employees do you have?
Right now, just 4. But at one time,
just 4. How are you going to watch all 4 of them?
I can't
all the time.
Well, at one time, probably during that time, I think I had 12.
Yeah, you probably, yeah.
I was stressed.
Yeah.
It was hard, dude. I was spread so thin because I was trying to be the person that took on 20 different roles at one time. I was trying to be the accountant. I was trying to be the, admin, and then the fucking manager, and, it was project coordinator. It was too much. Yeah. And, and that's why I shut everything down. I think maybe me and you had a little bit of a similar epiphany. Yours was a lot different than mine. And dude,
yours was after Costa Rica, though. Was when you
mine was after Costa Rica. So I remember coming into your office, and dude, you were so stressed out and so pissed off, and you're like, dude, fuck it, I'm leaving. It was right before you went to Costa Rica, and
the first time, or when I moved there?
No, the first time. Okay. This is the first time.
Yeah.
I came to your office. Yeah, it was probably about a job or something, and you were like, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm going. How long did you go there for the first time?
A week.
So you went out there. You're like, I'm gonna go fucking drink some ayahuasca, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that went.
I didn't tell too many people what I was doing, but yeah.
Well, we've always been pretty close.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm gonna go out, drink ayahuasca, and just see what happens, because I feel like you were at a pretty big breaking point in your life. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
What like flipped the switch in your mind? You were like, I got to go do this. Was it just like a gut feeling that you're like, I got to get out of here and go do this?
No, old behavior patterns started coming back, that I've kind of battled for my whole life, like alcoholism and stuff that runs rampant in my family. Those behaviors were starting to come back. I started drinking again, and I'm just like, I know where that's going to lead me. So if I don't get help somehow quick, then, all bets are off. It's like, yeah.
It's good that you caught that.
Yeah, there was some damage that I ended up getting a divorce and stuff like that before I went to Costa Rica the first time. I filed for a divorce just because I was like, I'm not a good husband. Like, leave me alone right now. I'm not a good husband. I'm working. I'm staying at my office all the time. I'm drinking, hiding stuff, behind her back. And, those behavior patterns were, when I was like 30, I was like, I'm never going back to this kind of behavior, ever. And
it takes a lot to realize 40,
that, though. Yeah, so, for 10 years, I did did real well, and then just snapped one. Not one day. It was a lot of heavy lifting for a lot of years. That just finally I was like, oh, screw it, one drink, and then that turned into I was drinking
a lot.
Yeah,
like every day.
I don't know if I was doing it every day, but I was doing it enough.
Yeah,
every week, every other day.
Enough for you to be like
enough for me to go. It's starting to affect like judgment. Like I just started doing stupid things. Like drinking and driving and stuff like that. Like I just started doing stuff where I'm 40, whatever. I think I was 40, and I'm like, I'm acting like my 20s again. And this is something I said I'd never do again, never be like this again. And that was when I'm like, okay, I had a therapist at the time that was like a holistic therapist that, for just whatever kind, she did all kinds of weird stuff like energy tapping and all kinds of cool stuff that I'd never been introduced to before. But she was the one that told me about this ayahuasca center in Costa Rica. So,
and that's how you found out about it.
Yeah. And I'm like, but I researched ayahuasca for like 15 years.
Really?
10 years. Let's say 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you ever see that documentary on ayahuasca on Netflix?
Which one? Probably.
I don't know what it's called, but it
The
goes
Last
over
Shaman.
Maybe.
It
goes over like a lady that like was stuck in a wheelchair for like
I
years,
know her.
and then
I actually know her.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a tight knit community, huh?
She had MS, and she went and was walking at the end of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Yep. I know her.
That's wild.
She has a center in Costa Rica now.
Dude. All right, so let's. I want to dive into detail. Like,
you want me to name drop the center?
No. I want to dive into detail about your trip. So you go and see this therapist, and she was just like, "I think you should try ayahuasca. It could really help you."
No, well, I actually told her I was thinking about doing it, and she was the one. Like, she didn't really say much about it. But then when I told her, "Hey, I'm drinking, I'm kind of going off the deep end," she's like, "Hey, you should go try this center because they have like doctors on staff and stuff. So if something happens, there's people there that can, kind of take care of you." And that, for me or anybody that's in Western medicine, people are like, well, I want to be careful. I don't want to go out in the middle of the jungle and just drink some Kool-Aid.
So you did.
Yeah, so I did.
So you just bought a one-way flight, round trip ticket. What? So how
on a
long,
strict diet.
How long was the time in between your therapist saying, or you bringing it up to your therapist and her saying, yeah, sure, go ahead, and you actually like purchasing a ticket and going out there?
I think right when I got home from the therapist's office, I booked the trip.
Damn.
But I was gonna go like the next week. But I had to get off of, there was a medication my doctor had me on. It's actually 2 medications I had to get off of that you can't do when you're drinking the medicine. So, ayahuasca.
Right.
So I had to get off of those, and you have to be off of them for 30 days. So I booked it for 30 days out and got off my medication and was there, yeah. January. End of January, right before COVID.
2020?
Yeah.
Right? January 2020? Can you watch this? It's going to be really loud. No, you're good. So January 2020, you said,
fuck right before COVID?
Yeah, March, right? March of 2020, yeah,
March.
March.
So it was January.
So you go out to Costa Rica. Did you fly into, what was the airport that you flew into?
Liberia.
Mm-hmm. Liberia. That's where you landed, right?
Yep.
And you rented a car. You got picked up by a bus. What happened?
They actually
I want to go through the story.
They have a shuttle service that picks you up.
Really?
Right from the airport.
Okay, so you get picked up. You jump on a shuttle. Is it full of people? I mean,
no, I was there. It was so late. I was the only one in the bus.
You're the only one on a bus.
Yeah, it was scary, dude. It was at night, and in Costa Rica, there's not like street lights or turn signals or anything. You're in the jungle.
Yeah.
The roads are terrible, and this guy's doing, I don't know how faster than he probably should have. all the way to the retreat. It was pretty scary.
How long was the drive?
Hour and a half.
Oh my God. Were you just like tripping the whole time? Like, what did I just do? Like, what was running through your head?
I was kind of like, well, I might just die before I get to the retreat.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. That's how scary the driving was. I'm like, I might not even make it there. But at that point, I didn't really care. I mean, I was that bad. I was like, whatever happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you get to this retreat and you show up. I'm assuming you check in. You know, I've seen some pictures of the place you went to, but you show up, you check in, and is it like every day that you're drinking the medicine, or
no?
Like, how does it go when you show up?
You there's like an intake, and they do a medical evaluation, get you kind of set up, show your room and all that, and then you go through some classes like yoga, breath work.
A lot of meditation.
I don't know. They didn't actually have meditation, but I've meditated. I've been a meditator for a long time. But they had yoga and breath work and like colonics.
What's that?
Colon cleanse.
Oh, really?
They stick a hose up your.
What?
Yeah, it cleans out all your.
They do that when you get there?
Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to. It's included.
Did you do it?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
the
fuck.
first time I ever did it, I'm like, why not? That's, well, you have to get on a dieta, was what they call it. It's a diet. So you don't eat like meat. You try not to eat meat, but definitely not like red meat. You get off a lot of the stuff like alcohol, soda. There's a strict diet you're on for 30 days before you go drink the medicine.
So you had to diet 30 days before you even went out there?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, the best that you can. I did the best I could. I didn't do real good at it.
What happens if you don't diet?
Well, you do a lot of purging. So purging is like shitting, vomiting, yawning, crying, sneeze, like all kinds of stuff to release energy.
It's supposed to be getting rid of like
energy.
Yeah, just bad energy out of your body, right?
Yeah, I don't really think of things as bad anymore, but energy, trapped emotions, trapped trauma, trapped anything. I mean, sometimes I was laughing and I had no idea why.
Really?
Like in ceremony, yeah, you're just laughing like crazy.
So you show up, you do the
colonics.
Close
that sucker out.
I don't want to dive too much into that because that kind of freaks me out.
Well, you don't see it.
No, yeah. So then I'm assuming like you just go straight from that to drinking medicine, or you kind of go through like a ceremony, right?
No, I mean, there's like classes. So I think, Monday is the first day that you drink, or night that you drink. So you're going through like classes. So they prep you with their classes. And this isn't every retreat. Like if you go, you can go drink medicine just with a shaman somewhere, but this is a resort that really tries to dial it in to get you real clear.
You went to like the creme de la creme of places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the best place probably.
I would say it's probably one of the best. It's the best that I've been to as far as luxury setting.
Wow.
But I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best I've done, best ceremony I've done. I've had some really powerful ceremonies that were, just with really good shaman.
So as far as ceremonies, that wasn't your best, but as far as like comfortability wise, as like a resort, that was the nicest?
Yeah. The nicest I've been to.
Gotcha.
There's a bunch of them out there.
So Monday night, you drink for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
And then? You just puke and shit all night?
No, actually, I'm not a big puker or shitter. So when people talk about it, I'm like, I've done quite a few ceremonies now, and I don't puke that much.
Is it just you? Like, is there people around you?
Oh, no. We had our ceremony was like 90.
There's 90 people there?
There's like 90 people. That's the only downside to the place that I went to the first time was 90 is a lot of people and a lot of energy. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Damn, they're raking in some money. I'm sorry. The business just goes like right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 90 people, and it's all like, is it outside? Is it inside? Or like
They
big
have
circle?
a maloka.
What's that?
It's
a maloka?
Yeah, it's called a maloka. It's a spiritual.
Like a church?
hut. Yeah, it's not like a church. It's just it's a big open room, and it's got a ceiling, and they actually have windows and stuff that they can shut and open. A lot of them are just open air rooms, structures.
Wow.
So I can show you a picture or something.
So you go into this place for the first time. What are your thoughts? Weren't you nervous to take that?
Oh
stuff?
yeah. I did research on it. I'm like, I'm thinking
I would have had the worst anxiety in my life.
I mean, I was a little nervous, but I've dabbled in, before that in a little bit of mushrooms and other stuff, but yeah, it doesn't hold a candle to ayahuasca,
Completely different?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a psychonaut is what you call them. Like I've taken 13 grams of some really strong mushrooms, and it'll kind of take you to the other side and turn you into atoms.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I've done a bunch of here. I didn't even know what they're called. Someone's like, "Oh man, you're heroic doses," and I'm like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Anything over 5 grams." I'm like, I guess I probably should have read how much was a lot before I got into it.
There's a description label on this.
Yeah. No, I was just like, well, that was after ayahuasca. I'm like, I wonder if I can kind of recreate what I experienced.
So you did the 13 grams of mushrooms after the ayahuasca?
Yeah, when I came back.
Damn.
I did a bunch of mushroom ceremonies, yeah.
Wow. Are they completely different, like the trips?
Everything's different. Like every ayahuasca journey's different. Every mushroom journey's different.
So it's extremely unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I could tell you this, that I got it down to where I could predict one thing that would happen to me. Like, that's why it took so much, is I wanted to experience the egoic death or death. And anytime I took over 7 grams of mushrooms, I would have that experience, the death experience. And
why would you want to experience it?
It's where the knowledge is.
I'm genuinely, genuinely interested. You know what I mean? Like,
for me, I guess it's that's where my soul, let's say, wanted to go to get whatever information it needed to. And that's how it does it for me. And I have to leave this form, and however that, manifests.
Did it make you more thankful?
Oh yeah.
How? I want to know, how did, are you just more thankful to wake up in the morning because you saw what could be, or?
Well, it still works in my life now. Just driving over here, and most people don't like Las Vegas traffic. I know I didn't used to.
I fucking hate Las Vegas traffic.
I'm driving over here going, hey, I get to go drive a vehicle. Period.
Thankful.
Yeah.
That's
I get
awesome.
to go see my friend Robert I haven't seen since, I don't know.
Was it Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, I think. I've been bouncing around for a while, so. But those things, like your breath, I think is probably the most thing when you come back from an experience, you're just like, oh, thank you. I'm breathing. That's beautiful. And you feel how beautiful just the breath is. Just breathing.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Just so much gratitude, flowing through your body.
Oh, yeah. So much love and peace and gratitude. And you're just like, wow.
That's so fucking awesome.
Life is a real gift that we take for granted. For sure. All life. Not just our lives.
I've never done ayahuasca, but I've been working really hard. I think I've been working really hard to wake up every morning just so grateful and thankful to be able to put my feet on the ground, because I know so many people didn't get to do the same thing.
Right.
So many people that just didn't get to see their kid one more time, or didn't get to say goodbye to somebody. And dude, every day is a blessing. Every day is seriously a blessing. And a lot of people don't realize that.
And that's my biggest takeaway from all of it is I struggled a lot throughout my life, childhood and whatever, with alcohol and all kinds of stuff. And it gave me that separation where I could go, I could take all the shit, all the trauma, all the crap that we either created or was handed to us. And you can separate that just for a brief moment to see what life is. And then when you can have that separation, none of the other shit matters. Ever.
Damn.
Yeah. And I get to live that now. I might not be the richest guy in the world anymore, but I got cool bracelets.
And a lot of tattoos you got out there.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a ayahuasca thing or if that's just a me thing, but
I think it was a Costa Rica thing.
it had a lot to do. Well, I had that wellness center there, and then one of my employees wanted to start tatting, and he was an artist. Tavo, did you meet?
Yeah, I met Tavo.
Yeah, so I'm like, here, you can practice on my leg.
Yeah. I still follow him on Instagram.
I like to help people.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of tattoos now. No, but a lot of them had to do, they're reminders for me. Like every single one of my tattoos, they're a reminder. Because you don't get to stay in that moment. Like, you get to remember it. Like your ceremony, you remember that experience. As soon as you come back, you remember it like it's never going away.
How
but it goes away.
How come you remember that but not a dream?
No, but it goes away.
What do you mean?
That experience, that feeling, you remember it, you know how good it was, but it does go away. Like, you forget the messages.
Really?
Yeah, just like anything else. I mean, we're human, so we're not as smart as we think we are. But for instance, like, I learned a lot about the elements in these journeys. So what I'm like, I don't want to ever forget what I learned about elements. So I tattooed elements on here.
In one of your journeys?
Yeah. And then different religions was like, my whole Costa Rica experience was with different religions, different healing modalities, and all the medicine that I drank, ayahuasca, wachuma, and everything that I did there was just like, there's no way I'm going to remember all these messages, but these little teeny tiny things will help me remember and take me back. And they do. Like, I'll look at it and go, oh, okay, I remember that.
Yeah. It's like a picture hanging on the wall.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Man, we got sidetracked there for a minute. That's what's so great about these conversations. You just get so like into them. You just like can't help but just dive into it. Yeah. But I want to get back into the actual like experience of like your first time going to do this. Like, so you drank the ayahuasca Monday night, and then like, were you fucked up the first night? Like, what happened? Like, I want you
to. My ego didn't want to die. So it was for me, it was a lot of dying. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I went through, a vision of me committing suicide with a gun. I had one where my dad killed me. I had, I died of diseases, like all these different types of ways that I died. I got nuked, like blown up in a nuclear war, like all these weird death experiences and I'm just, my ego, where I was just like, no, I didn't die. I never died.
It's like a dream. Like, it feels real.
Oh, it felt real. For me, yeah, it totally felt like it was real. And I just wouldn't let go. So that my first 2 nights was just me getting beat to shit. Like, my ego getting beat to shit. And then finally I was so worn out and so tired. I was like, fine, I died. And that's when I felt the death experience.
And then what? How do you drink every night? Like, is it a week straight of drinking?
It's four nights. You drink for 4 nights.
And how much do you drink? Like, is it like
as many as you want?
You just, it's like open bar?
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
And I would drink until like couldn't move.
Is it like a right away thing? Like you like
After you drink it, it's like 30 minutes.
shit.
You're sitting there for like 30
There's
minutes.
a lot of time where you can like kind of get fucked up and drink way too much.
No, you could drink. They let you drink one, and then
You have to wait 30 minutes.
and then or 45 or whatever, and then they'll say, you know, actually I think it's more like an hour, and then they offer the second one, and then after that you can just keep coming up, but the shaman don't let you like just keep coming up. They'll let you come up every hour, and if it's only, I mean, there was time I was like, I need more, go up there, and I was just gone. Like I was in outer space. Like I was doing missions on Mars, whatever. I was gone.
Really?
And I came back to my body and walked up to the shaman. I'm like, I need more. They're like, you just had some 15 minutes ago. And I'm like, what? Like 4,000 years ago. What are you talking about? So then I'd have to sit. I'd go back. But then it'd usually take me again.
Really?
Yeah, I just lay down, close my eyes, or I'd meditate. Usually I just sit there and meditate and gone.
God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
So I remember seeing you probably, I don't know, maybe a week after you came back from Costa Rica. And you went through the journey. And it was like, dude, like, what'd you do there? You went from being this pissed off, stressed out dude to just like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not stressed out. I don't, like, nothing bothers me.
Yeah.
Where, like,
I was definitely on a cloud when I came back the first time, but it's still with me. I mean, there's not a whole lot that bothers me anymore.
what do you think, like what was the reasoning behind just like nothing matters?
Awareness that it gives you.
Awareness of what? Like you just see
everything is just
you see through all the bullshit?
Is. Well, yeah, I see through it. But that was part of the problem of me being so stressed out. I saw through all the bullshit. I've seen through all the bullshit since like 9/11. Like where I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, politics and wars,
oh yeah.
And you're just like, but ayahuasca basically made it so that I could go, it's not my problem. Like I need to work on me. Am I a good person? Like, stop worrying about all this other stuff and stop being the victim. Like, people do things to you. No, they don't. Things happen. And having that awareness where, like, not thinking about the past or the future, just being present. Well, you remember when we were walking in Costa Rica and your mind was going 100 miles an hour. And I'm like, dude, just go look at your left foot.
Dude, that changed my life.
And I said, look, there's a red car.
Yep. I do that every day.
Being present and just going, dude, none of it matters. And then having that moment where I remember where I thought through 2 days of ceremonies that I was really dead. Like I'm going to spirit world and realizing the next morning I woke up and that first breath that I felt, that I consciously felt, where I'm like, whew, like, thank you. Thank you for giving me one more breath.
That's deep.
So why worry about all this other crap?
Yeah. You know, I still remember the conversation that we had so clearly of me wanting to come out to Costa Rica, and it was crazy, bro. I was actually sitting on the rooftop of the parking garage at Green Valley Ranch. I was gambling, dude, blackjack's always, for some reason, has always been my, like, getaway. Like, I will go sit at a blackjack table, and that's the one time where I don't care who calls me. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm not answering my phone. I'm just shut off from the rest of the world. That's my thing. That's okay. And I was just going through some shit, dude. I was just over life. And I remember walking out, and you had just moved to Costa Rica pretty recently. It hadn't been that long, right? Well, no, it had to have been a while because you had the studio.
Yeah, the studio was open.
And I don't know if you called me or if I called you.
No, you called me. You were pretty distraught.
Yeah.
You're a little fucked up. And I'm like, dude, just come here or whatever.
Yeah. You were just like, dude, like, you just need to be present, blah, blah. And back then I was like, yeah, whatever. And you were like, well, because I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And you were like, you want to know what? Fuck it. Just come to Costa Rica. And I was like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, my business partner has an Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to know what? I'm going to come to Costa Rica. I drove home. This was on Thursday, I want to say. I drove home. Sierra was my wife, Sierra. She's laying in bed. And I look at her and I said, hey, going to Costa Rica. Are you coming? Yes or no? That's it. And she's like, what? And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm getting away. I'm going to Costa Rica. I need to know if you're coming. Yes or no? She's like, this time she was still doing sales for the last company. And she's like, well, let me call my boss. And she calls her boss. She's like, hey, my boyfriend's going through something. He's trying to get away for a little while. And he was super cool. He was like, everybody needs a break once in a while. Go ahead. She's like, well, my boss said yes. So, yeah, sure. That night I booked a flight. The Saturday morning at 6 a.m, we were on a plane coming to Costa Rica to see you.
Yeah.
It was like,
it was cool.
I was done. That is the first trip since I opened my company that I shut everything down. I deleted all my social media off my phone. I turned my phone off. I didn't talk to anybody.
Yep.
And that was the first time in my life that I was just so extremely present. And I remember, dude, the night before we came out to Costa Rica, we were sitting in bed, and I never smoke weed. Sierra had like one of those little wax pens, you know. Mm-hmm. She had it, and you know, we were having a conversation. She's like, "You want some?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." I hit it, and she starts researching stuff on Costa Rica and like looking up stuff to do. And I look at her and I was like, "Hey, like, I don't want to look anything up. I don't want to know anything about Costa Rica. I just want to go. I don't want to try and plan excursions or any of that shit. I just want to go. We'll figure it out when we get there." And at this time, the wax pen just hit me. I'm stoned. I'm an overthinker. Like, I'm a big overthinker.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Robert, you just booked us a fucking trip to a third world country, and we have no idea what the fuck is there." And I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? Like, my heart, dude, worst anxiety attack ever. My heart just starts racing. I'm like, what did I just
call me?
What?
Didn't you call me?
I probably did.
I think you did.
I was like, dude, what did I just do? I have employees that are relying on me. I can't be doing this. Like, oh my God, dude, it was so bad. I had the worst anxiety attack of my life. And the next morning we were waking up to go to Costa Rica.
I think you did call me.
Oh, it was horrible.
Because at one point you were like, dude, what do I need to do? And I'm like, dude, just get here.
Yeah, just come.
Just get here. That's all you need.
I remember you saying, dude, that's crazy. So we show up, still super bad anxiety. We show up to the Liberian airport, and we get there, and I was like so uncomfortable, dude. Like, I was like, oh man, these, like, I'm some freaking white dude. Like, these people are going to try and rob me. Like, I just had no idea. I'd never done anything like this in my life. Which, by the way, if you ever want to go to Costa Rica and rent a car, save up, because they get you on their freaking insurance, dude. It was supposed to be like $400. It ended up being like $1,400.
Yeah. They get you on stuff.
Because they're like, their tax, their insurance. It was so much money. I was like,
you got gringoed.
Yeah, I got gringoed. So we ended up getting a rental car. We ended up coming down to meet you, and you hooked us up at the Airbnb, checked out your studio, and the first time in my life I've done meditation. I tried yoga.
You had an experience with the yoga.
Dude, that was crazy. Oh, I did.
Yeah. I remember looking over at you, and your eyes you were like, what the? Like, yeah.
Yoga's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be that hard. Or Jess was just trying to, like, really push us.
Yeah. She's a little strenuous with her routines, but it wasn't a bad one.
It was for me for the first time.
Dude, she would kick my ass all the time there.
We ended up doing a couple cycle classes because you guys had like the cycle studio up top, and then downstairs we were doing like the yoga. You guys had like a whole like plant-based like health bar downstairs. That place was sick, dude.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole top floor. You just like looked out over Tamarindo.
Yeah. It's a cool place.
It was amazing. And
she does nightclub stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. Now it's like a nightclub. White Lotus Transformation. Place is awesome.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you can name drop that one. I don't think she will mind.
Yeah. No, dude, even if I were to go to Costa Rica, I would definitely go back there. That place was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I was struggling a lot, and I think, we went to dinner a few times and met up with some of your friends, and dude, which by the way, your friend that had the hotel.
Yeah.
Andre.
Yeah.
That was the coolest fucking place.
Oh yeah.
I've ever been to.
You can name drop that one too.
Dude, Los Altos de Eros. Still know the freaking name. Okay. Me and Sierra went up there, obviously recommendation from you and Andre, because we were having dinner with them and all that stuff. We ended up booking like a couples massage. Dude, we got freaking lost. We're like driving through the jungle to get to this place in this rental car, like on dirt roads.
Yeah.
And we get there, and it was like a freaking mansion.
That's pretty cool.
It was insane. So we go to this like beautiful infinity pool, and dude, it was like a full staff. It was almost like the most badass Airbnb that you could think of, with like the hotel amenities.
Yeah.
It's like a good way to put it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember we're like, all right, we're here for our massage, and we were sitting there, and the massage therapist comes up, and she's like, "Hi, I'm your massage therapist. My name is Sexney." It's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? There's like a video of us walking. She's like, "My name is Sexney," and I was like, "That's a great name. Like, perfect." Dude, we got butt naked, me and Sierra, overlooking the jungle and the ocean. That was the best massage I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah. It was amazing. So going down there was just so much like, I feel like healing of myself, and you showed me the meditation of like learning how to be present in any moment. Like even nowadays I'll be so stressed out and so focused on all this bad stuff or whatever bad things are going on in my life, and I'll have to remind myself, like, look at this beautiful landscape in front of me, or look at these beautiful opportunities that I have. Look at this beautiful wife or my beautiful daughter. Like, I'm so blessed to have these things. And I'll really center myself back in, and it's changed my entire life, dude. Like, I mean, thank you.
Oh.
It was.
Thank the people that taught, Buddha or whoever did it a long time ago. I mean, being present, though, that's what life's about. Because that stuff that the chatter, that's just your head. That's thoughts. You're not your thoughts.
What do you mean? Dive into that for a little bit. Like,
was all that stuff, all that chaos, was it happening to you at that moment?
No.
It never is. Never is.
That's crazy.
I mean, think about all the things that you've thought that could happen but never happened.
Well, that's anxiety.
So,
like, anxiety is living in the future, and I feel like depression.
Feeling those thoughts, which is fear. Don't live in fear. But I think one of the things is, well, for me, like dying on medicine, you're also not afraid of deaths, which is like that's like the ultimate fear. For most people, and when you don't really fear that, then what is there left to fear? Can't pay my taxes, or can't pay it. I mean, really, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day.
Oh, I got to pay a bill. Oh, maybe I won't pay it.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money to pay it. What happens?
You get taken away.
Is that a bad thing?
I mean, I guess it depends on your outlook on life. I think there's a very fine line of needs and wants.
For sure.
I mean, if you can't pay a bill on a $100,000 vehicle,
then you didn't need it.
You shouldn't have had it in the first place if you can't pay the bill.
Probably shouldn't have had it. I mean, now that's an average vehicle, $100,000, but
dude, you're telling me. It's insane. But yeah, man, that trip just changed my life so much, and it was so crazy to see all these people. There was like 12 people living in a shack, and the happiest I've ever seen. Like, they have nothing.
Then you met a lot of people there too.
I did.
Like, you kept going. You were kind of worried in the beginning. Then you kept meeting people and going out with people.
It was crazy. And you know what? It all started with meeting one person. We went out to like that. Remember that food court where it was like the big tree and they had the boat. We went down there and we saw somebody there. I still talk to them to this day, by the way. Yeah. We went down to this this food court thing to get food, and we ended up meeting somebody. Man, now I gotta look up his name. Hold on, I gotta look up his name. It's on WhatsApp, which Chris Mateo, and I brought them into the cycle studio. Remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we ended up meeting Mateo, and he was like friends with all these other people that he had met down there. All these people were going down there and staying in hostels for like a week. And then they were like, fuck it. I'm going to extend my trip for like 6 months. It was crazy. Yeah. So we ended up meeting Mateo, who ended up meeting other people because we were going out with him. And then by the end of the trip, we had like 15 people that like every day and every night we were all hanging out and going to the bars and partying. And then like that cul-de-sac in Tamarindo.
Yeah, that's like the center.
Yeah, it was like the center, like the party place, you know? The bars would shut down. Everybody would migrate to this cul-de-sac for like 15 minutes and then a giant party on the beach.
Yeah.
It was so freaking cool.
I mean, it was all during COVID, too.
It was all during COVID because I remember the doctor there was like 18 years old. Dude.
Yeah, that's right. She wasn't really 18, but.
How old was she?
I think she was 28 or 20.
Bro, she had her own doctor's office. Like,
yeah, I know, but she was young, but not.
Even the medicine out there is so much different.
Yeah.
I mean, you like literally walk in and just get anything, right?
Pretty much.
So crazy.
Get dehydrated, go in and ask for an IV.
Oh, really?
I would, yeah. I'd go get hooked up to IVs every once in a while.
Damn.
Dude, they're so fun. They're
the IVs?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, every time I drink.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking right now. I'm completely sober right now. Yeah. I'm
like for how long?
Like 16 days.
That's good.
Well,
I don't count days.
I never had a drinking problem or anything. I'm doing that 75 hard challenge.
Okay.
You know what that is?
No.
Andy Frisella, he owns First Form and Real AF. So for 75 days straight, I have to work out twice a day, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, 45 minutes each. I have to drink a gallon of water. I have to take a progress picture. I have to read 10 pages of a non-fictional book. I have to take a progress picture. I think I already said that. And I have to stick to a diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol. 75 days in a row. One deviation and you fail. And for me, it's like a mental toughness thing, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, I'm trying to get, kind of fit, kind of fat.
Kind of fit, kind of fat?
I'm just joking, dude. No. I just got tired of looking in the mirror every day and not liking what I saw.
Well, that's the inside thing there.
Yeah.
It's not an outside thing.
But I realized it,
Doesn't mean you can't look good on the outside. It just means that's an inside thing. You should accept yourself at all phases of life.
I'm starting to. I mean, we just had that conversation.
Yeah. Right
before we started filming. I mean, the old me of the conversation that we just had, I would have been like, why? Like, what did I do? You know what I'm talking about?
Dude, you've from 2 years, not even 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. What year?
2022, dude.
Yeah. Since you came to Costa Rica, or before that when we were working together and stuff, well, like you said to me, I'm a different person. You've changed.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Huge.
My life, well, I stopped fucking judging people.
That's good.
2, I've opened my mind to accepting new opportunities. I've been a lot more present, not only with the people around me, but myself. I've had an immense amount of gratitude since that trip. I mean, yeah, dude, that one trip, you can ask any of my friends that I've told about Costa Rica. I've told every single one of them that trip is the trip that's changed my life. I mean,
and you didn't even have to drink the medicine. You are the medicine.
I'm way too much of a pussy to drink that. It's just, and that's just my beliefs. But
it's not about being a pussy.
There was
it's
a guy
about whether you need to do it or not. If you don't need to do it, then why would you do it?
Right. I'm extremely content with who I am, and I'm happy with my mindset.
And you've gotten to places. I'm like watching you grow the last couple of years. You've gotten to places where some people that drink medicine don't even get that far.
You know,
in my opinion,
the medicine, isn't it like 50-50, like hit or miss? Like it's either good or it's really bad.
There's not a good or bad. The medicine will give you what you need, and then you can take the choice. You make the choice. Then are you going to listen to it or not? I mean, you could drink the medicine and it could say, hey, you want to change your whole entire life? Just do this, like this workout thing. And you could say, I don't want to. Well, then you're going to go back to the same shit that you were always doing. I mean, you don't need ayahuasca to do that. It helped me. It helped me. Like it went, here's what you need to do to change your life.
And maybe this challenge thing is kind of it for me because like my problem is discipline.
All of our
right.
Anything.
I mean, and at the end of the day, if you really want to think about it, all it really gave you is discipline.
It actually took out a lot of the things. It didn't just give me discipline. I think I struggled with still just like everybody else, but it's taken away certain things. Like I don't want to do these things anymore. I don't have these thought patterns anymore. Does that make sense?
Dude, so like, I don't want to, like we get home at 10 o'clock at night and Sierra wants to go on a walk. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But I do anyways. It's discipline, right?
That's discipline.
Right. You didn't want to continue the way your life was going. So you made a change.
Yeah. I mean, I still consciously made changes for sure. But I think it is a fast track to something that could take you 30, 40, 50 years or multiple lifetimes if you believe in reincarnation to get to that point. So Sierra wants to go walk. You get home 10 o'clock at night. She wants to go walk. You do it because you love her and it's in discipline. Well, what if you could, and don't quote me on this, but take this magic drink and then all of a sudden you go home and you love doing these walks just as much as she does and you're just as excited and you're going to go with her. And you don't have the negative thought pattern anymore.
We need to get Sierra some ayahuasca.
I mean, you can change you can change these thought patterns through meditation, through yoga is a form of meditation. I mean, it gets the cloudiness, it gets the bullshit, it gets the negative out of the way. And then just enjoy life. Like, why don't you want to do the walk? Because you're tired?
Yeah.
It's okay to be tired, but are you really too tired to do the walk?
No.
Okay. So something inside of you is going, I don't want to fucking do it.
That's my bitch voice.
Okay. But if you saw it as something you really love to do or get to do, like I got to drive here again. You know what I mean? Like I was excited. I don't know. I mean,
I love the way your mind works, dude. It's just everything is just so positive and just you can just tell there's so much gratitude behind like everything in your life.
There is. And I owe that to not just drinking it in the ceremony, but it's the integration after. You know, it gives you this you can get this knowledge, you can get this foresight, you can get this awareness, but then what do you do with it? How do you integrate it into the real world?
Did it get you involved into like a completely different community of people, like a network?
For sure. Well, yes, and then me moving to Costa Rica forced me to get into it completely different.
Yeah. I feel like that, I mean, you know, like they say, your network is your net worth, you know? And like the people around you, if they all have the same mindset as you, they're going to be on the same path as you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So like when you are on this spiritual journey of just having so much gratitude in your life and you have 10 other people around you with the
like
same
that?
thought process
It's amazing.
and the same mindset and the same goal to like get to the same place or be in the same, spiritual person that you are, it's a lot easier to do that. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy.
And that's why I like ceremonies. Like,
Everybody's there for the same reason.
we're not like the first time I went there, it was like, man, I heard this kid, I could cure my alcoholism, or you know what I mean? It's going to help with addictions. That's not it anymore for me. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to go do this thing that we do in this room, which has to do with healing. And me and others believe that you get into a higher conscious level, like connecting to like a unity or like human consciousness and going, okay, we need to heal for the collective.
What do you mean?
I need to heal so that you can heal and he can heal and she can heal and we can heal, and we can kind of evolve out of this stagnant state that we're in of overconsumption and polluting the world type of thing.
You saying there's just like a way bigger picture?
Yeah.
And we're all just so closed-minded.
Nobody's closed-minded. It's just you.
Distracted.
Distracted would be a good one. Yeah. And for me, and this is where people probably think I'm crazy and stuff, but your soul, if you believe you have a soul or you spirit or whatever,
Yeah, I believe I have a soul.
Is at work on different planes, different dimensions, different whatever. It's always working too. I mean, we have this physical experience, but we're not just physical beings. This isn't it.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh. We're going to have to do another.
No, dude, get into it right now. You got my attention.
Well, do you think there's some crazy stuff going on in the world?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Well,
do you think things
are you talking about like politically or
anything you want to think about?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world.
Yeah, there's a lot of political stuff going on, but there's also a lot of things going on. Like, I mean, if you just look at people like you, for instance, changing in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, you would have looked at yourself being like, who the fuck is this guy?
Dude, I talked about that literally last night.
And I didn't know that you talked about it last night, but that's how connected we are. Now we're all moving into this, like, who the fuck are we? Well, not all, but a lot of us are moving into this different direction of being more conscious. And that's, in my belief, in my opinion, is that's kind of our soul's journey down here. We take these bodies on and we go, okay, we want to learn and we want to elevate our consciousness and our awareness, and we want to become more conscious beings. And we need to all kind of do that.
How?
It's happening. Now, whatever part of it you get into is whatever part you get into, but you've already become a little more aware, and you've already changed that direction just from a simple trip to Costa Rica to hang out with me. You didn't drink the medicine, but there's still people doing the same shit that they've always done. But it's weird. There's like more vegan restaurants going out. There's more conscious things going around. There's more people cleaning up oceans, cleaning up rivers, cleaning up, like, things are changing.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it.
There's a lot of things going negatively though too.
Depends on what you think negative is. Like, I don't see negatives. What's a negative?
Like
the collapse of the financial system?
Yeah.
That's a positive in my opinion. But
I mean, yes, but have you ever seen the movie The Big Short?
I think so.
I watched it last night.
I'll watch it again.
Bro, I had chills the entire night. I mean, it's so crazy. People bet on the economy to fail.
Don't you know who George Soros is?
No.
We can have another conversation later.
Who is that?
Off. One of the wealthiest people on the planet that bets on the failure of economies and
I guess I should know who it is.
Things like BLM and other. Yeah, we don't want to go down that.
Yeah,
we don't.
But I mean, to me, seeing people losing their homes, losing, everything that they worked so hard for is a negative. Like a lot of people, it wasn't their fucking fault. They were paying their rent, but the landlord was signing a mortgage in their dog's name. And then because there were all these bad loans, there was people writing mortgages in their dog's name and then just not paying the mortgage.
Did anybody know about it before this happened?
Before what happened?
That people were writing these mortgages.
I don't know.
That person's story is sad in your opinion. To me, that I'm grateful that happened to him, because now more awareness came that kind of stuff happens.
I need to get my mindset like you, bro.
Well, you can't change a broken system until you know that it's broken. When everybody thinks that the system is working, they're just going to keep with the same system. How do you know that it's broken? Well, we have to tell you. Look, it's broken.
Right.
Everybody's just, And I was the same person. I was sitting in there and I was in the machine. Didn't matter. Like, I'm just doing the American dream. But I was miserable doing it. So I decided to unplug.
Drink some ayahuasca.
Yeah. And I didn't know it was going to do what it did to me, but now I see things completely different.
How many times have you done ayahuasca?
I think 17 or 18 times.
Holy shit. I mean, I guess that's not that bad, right?
No, I know people that do it a lot more.
So it's not like a one and done thing?
Could be.
Or is it addictive at all?
I wouldn't call it addictive. No.
I mean, have you ever heard of anybody getting addicted to ayahuasca?
I think maybe people get addicted to the fad. I think now that it's become so popular, like Aaron Rodgers is doing it, and famous Hollywood people are
MGK
doing it.
And
it's like
Megan Fox.
Yeah, like people are gonna do it to be addicted to the culture, but the medicine itself. I mean, who wants to shit and puke and cry and scream all night? It's not like you're having a beer.
Doesn't it taste horribly?
Yeah, it's not good.
What does it taste like?
Ayahuasca.
Well, okay. if you could define what ayahuasca tastes like, what does it taste like?
It has its own taste.
Try.
It has its own taste, man.
Did it taste different each time? Or was it always the same?
There's different types.
What do you mean there's different types? Now there's different, is it like weed? There's different strains?
Yeah.
Really?
Different tribes. Yeah.
That have different effects?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a particular one called Yahe that's really purgative. Like, you really shit and piss and puke. And I shit my pants 3 times in one night on Yahe once.
What?
Yeah. And when you're shitting in front of a bunch of beautiful people and it's dripping down your pant legs and stuff, there's not a whole lot you worry about anymore.
Damn.
Like shame,
you have no shame, huh?
No, I was in the center of a healing circle with 50 people that saw shit running down the back of my pants, and they hugged me and told me how much they love me afterwards and were proud of me. It's like, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I could have that confidence. That's a lot of confidence, dude. Honestly.
It just is what it is. That's the only way that I could ever. I mean, I think you can. You hear yogis and like Buddha and all these great teachers teach you about like these experiences they've had, and I've had them on and off medicine, but on medicine, this experience of like a oneness where it's like I shit my pants, but you really shit your pants too because you're me.
What? You lost me on that one.
When you realize how connected we all are, and you can't really make fun of people anymore, and you can't judge and stuff because we're really just all so connected. We're just one thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And like your struggles are my struggles. In the big grand scheme of things, nobody's left behind. We're all walking each other home.
That's kind of powerful.
It's not my words. That's Ram Dass.
I don't know who that is.
He's a spiritual guru.
Oh, you actually sent me some of his stuff once.
Yeah, and you probably never listened to it.
No, I tried. I just couldn't get into it. It's just not my thing, and that's okay.
It's totally okay.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your thing, and that's good. And I don't judge you one bit for any of the things that you ever say or do or whatever it is.
And I would care less if you did.
I know you would, but I love you for who you are. You know what I mean?
That's good.
In my eyes, you're a good person. You want to help other people. You've helped me. Did you watch my last show about me? Yeah?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It just somebody else?
It was about me with Sierra. So
I watched a little reel.
Yeah. Okay. So I talk about a long time ago. I brought a kid to meet my dad, and as soon as we walked up to him, he had said like, "Yo, that guy's bad. Don't hang out with him." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, this guy's cool. Like, why not?" He was like, "I could just tell like off of his energy, he's not a good person. You don't need to be around him." And I've acquired that, and it's like now as soon as I meet somebody or I talk to somebody, I can like almost instantly like tell like where their not instincts. I can almost like tell where like who they are as a person, just off like energy, and it's crazy. And it's like I just when you meet somebody, you could just like instantly tell like if they're a good person or not. Or you're probably gonna say everybody's a good person, right?
No, I just don't use those words. Like a good and bad, because people have attachments to good and bad.
What do you mean?
Like, I wouldn't say that somebody that murdered a bunch of children was a good person,
right?
Or
they're a piece of shit.
Person. Well, I think that they did something bad. I think that there's some really deep rooted trauma that was never healed.
That caused them to do that.
We all of us do things because of certain reasons. I don't think anybody just wakes up one day when they're 3 or 4 years old and is like, I'm going to be a mass murderer when I grow up. I think it's, and this is just my belief, and I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but from my experiences, I think like indigenous tribes, like, will take people that have problems and they'll work as a community to try to help that person. I think we, as Western society, we've kind of fell away from that. Hey, we're in this together thing. It's like you're on your own. Or I'm better than you. My car's faster than yours, and it's not like like you were struggling with something and I helped you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in smaller communities like in Costa Rica, like people really come together and go, hey, he's struggling with something at a younger age or early age, and they help you through it. I would love to have my own community and where people are struggling, no matter how bad they are, sit them in, drink the medicine, sit them in there and get them going and go, let's really hear what's going on.
I'm kind of trying to build something like that right now. Not with the medicine, but, I'm kind of like working on building a really tight-knit community of, having people that just help other people through struggles. Because, dude, shit's real. Yeah. Like, people deal with shit all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody ever wants to speak out about it. Nobody is ever going to just blatantly go out and be like, I'm fucking depressed. Nobody is going to come to you and just say, hey, I'm dealing with a lot of hard shit right now and I don't know what to do.
Well, and a lot of people won't go out and say, hey, man, I'm having some really fucked up thoughts about killing somebody or whatever.
No.
When really, if they did come out and talk about it, and if we all were really honest, and I've had conversations with people that are really, they own their own shit and they do shadow work, which is where you dig and I've had them open up and go, dude, what is like some crazy shit that you've ever thought? And you don't have to say your stuff, but I mean, being this person are coming out with some stuff where if you have somebody outside of this group listening, they would judge the shit out of them.
100%.
I mean, like sexual thoughts and just weird stuff. And it's like, dude,
they've had the same thoughts.
Yeah.
They've had the same fucked up thoughts.
Well, I'm like, dude, I knew you were going to say that when he said one of the thoughts. I go, I knew you were going to say that. And he goes, how the hell did you know I was going to say it? For one, I'm really sensitive to energy, but I've had that same thought. And this is where I'm telling you how connected we are. When you realize that you're me and I'm you, in a grand scheme of things, that everything's energy. And
is that why you have the atoms?
Yeah. This was before ayahuasca. The sleeve.
Yeah.
This is the way I understood things before I got into medicine. And then medicine was like, and I'm like, oh.
Makes sense. Dude, it's so crazy that you said that, though. It's like people will judge someone for doing the same or thinking or saying the same thoughts that they have, but are just willing to be open about it. Mm-hmm. Like stuff that I say or whatever, people think the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just I'm open enough to speak my words and they're not. Yeah. It's like they're hiding behind this shell.
Well, most people have masks. Wear masks.
Damn. Crazy. See, I don't even have to drink ayahuasca. I'm good. I see it.
Oh, I could talk some shit to you right now and you would be uncomfortable.
Really?
I think so. Well, like me shitting my pants in front of, and this could,
all right, let's
thousands of people could freaking do this.
Everything about me, I try to do everything that I can to be as uncomfortable as possible.
I won't do it on air.
No, let's do it.
No, not on air.
All right.
No, because you don't want to. I mean, there's not everybody's as evolved as you and I. So you get somebody that watches this, and be like, "Oh, Robert's this and Eric's this."
All right. Well,
do it afterwards.
We'll save it for another time. So if somebody, I want to wrap this up because we're kind of ran out of time. But if somebody was in your position and they've been searching into ayahuasca, or they've contemplated doing it, or they are going to do it, regardless, these people are going to do whatever they want. I'm not telling you to tell them to do it, but if they wanted to try ayahuasca, or they were interested in doing some research or anything like that, what would you want to tell somebody that would start looking into doing ayahuasca?
Talk to people that have gone to the resorts or the retreats. Don't just look at reviews. Like, really do some research.
First-hand experience.
With people that have done medicine. Like, for me, for instance, I wish I could have talked to somebody that had done as much medicine as I did before I did it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to want to, you really want to set up a good network of people, a good group that's going to understand what you're going through, because drinking the medicine is the first part. That's the easy part. You're drinking something. It's integrating all of the stuff, all of the knowledge, all of the downloads, we call them, that you're getting in the ceremony and then afterwards. You continuously get these aha moments where you're just like, your brain's going to explode
it's
because you're just like, yeah. And then who do you talk to? Like, I've got hundreds of people that I'm like, dude, I'm going through this. I just did it the other day. I'm like, I posted something on Instagram, a meme about like someone saying, what are you thinking? And it was a meme with this like unicorns and aliens and all this stuff. And a bunch of my people like messaged me, man, I'm going through the same thing right now. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I got a few people that like, well, these planets are aligning. And then another person saying this kind of stuff's happening. And you're just like, okay, I'm good. All I need to know is everything's okay. I'm not losing my shit. There's other people going through the same thing. And then I'm fine. And it's wild stuff.
Damn.
But anyhow,
there's always somebody going through the same shit as you.
Yeah, but you have to be able to speak up and say, man, I'm having thoughts about screwing a chicken. And then you can go, man, I had thoughts of screwing a chicken too, and it's fine.
I guess you never know. I tried to be a cop, and one of the questions on the questionnaire was like, have you ever had... One of them was, have you ever had sex with an animal? And one of them was, have you ever had thoughts about sexual intercourse with an animal? So it's obviously not like that's not like a thing that's, I guess, unheard of.
For sure it's not. There's porno out there that's like bestiality porn or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, like people doing stuff with animals.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to see that. That's crazy.
I wasn't going to show it.
No, I just didn't know that.
There's weird stuff out there, but and not that I want to screw a chicken, but those types of things. Like if I don't open up and be like, "Hey, man, I think I'm losing my mind," and share about because my conversations are very deep. And if I go and talk to there's actual psychologists in the plant medicine world. So you talk to those ones, not the ones that have never done it.
Yeah.
But if I talk to certain people about stuff that I'm going through, they could be like, man, you need to be locked up in a padded cell. But if I talk to psychologists, psychiatrists, doctors that are in the plant medicine world, they're like, no, this is what's happening, and everything's fine.
You know, I've been really very strict and very firm about the advice I've been given lately, and I have requested from people. And something that I have realized in the past few months is if you don't have what I want, I'm not going to take advice from you. If you aren't in the mindset that I am searching for, if you don't have the life that I am admiring or I am trying to get to, if you don't have the experience that I am searching for, please do not give me advice because you don't know what I'm looking for. You don't know what I'm talking about. Why would I take, it's like financial advice. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go get financial advice from a homeless person. That person, regardless of their situation, and I'm not bagging on anybody, it's just the reality is they probably weren't the best with their finances. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I'm saying that's judgment.
Oh, man, you're right.
I mean, honestly, it could have been a financial genius, and he had an episode where he then split a little bit, became schizophrenic, and now no longer can fit in this world this country or this world that doesn't deal with mentally ill. There's a fine line between insanity and genius. It could have been a genius. Or maybe he was, and he's like, I'm done. I'm going to unplug, sell all my companies, go to Costa Rica. You got more money than I do. You want financial advice from me?
Fucking mind blown. I need to, sometimes me speaking out loud and yelling shit is kind of like a realization of my own.
But
that was judgment. You're 100% right.
And sometimes we're just mirrors for each other.
It's crazy.
On that note, everybody can teach you something.
For sure. I mean,
maybe not the guy that doesn't know how to do math and doesn't have any money to give you financial advice.
It pisses me off when I could tell somebody that doesn't. It's like somebody. It would be like you coming in here and trying to tell him how to do his job. It makes no sense to me.
I don't give advice unless people ask.
You know what I'm like, but you get what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Like it doesn't make sense to me. So just a lot of people try and give me
unwarranted advice.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you telling me this? You don't.
Why does it bother you?
Why does it bother me that people do that? Yeah. I don't know. Why do you think it bothers me?
Something you need to work on.
Yeah. Why does it bother me? I think it probably has to do with the fact of
is it an insecure thing? Like, fuck you, I know more than you?
No, I mean, I don't ever try and be like, whoa, I'm better than you. Like, that's never my...
No, but
that's never my play.
On a subconscious level where your ego is like, why are you telling me that? Because subconsciously, this is me and my old behavior. Subconsciously, I could have went like, why are you telling me that? Like, I have a $60,000 car, you have a $20,000 car. Why are you trying to give me advice? I had people try to give me advice my whole life because I was the youngest in my whole family. And it used to piss me off. Because I'd be like, I'm smarter than you. But that was like a less than feeling. That was a security thing, like a self-worth thing, where it used to bother me. Now people can give me advice, and I listen the best I can because it might be something that could help me. And then that's it.
I think I have a problem with me being on a high and so laser focused with my mindset of where I want to be. I hate sometimes hearing negative opinions. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Like, if I have an idea and I tell somebody my idea, I don't want them to have a negative opinion that will change me or my mindset of wanting to do that thing.
I understand what you're saying.
So what do you think that is? Is that an insecurity?
I think that's something that you need to. There will be a time when you have a certain awareness of what that is and why it is happening in your life, and then it won't bother you. You'll be grateful for it, or you'll just understand it. But that's not something I can tell you. That is something you have to experience. And when you get it, maybe you'll call me and be like, dude, that thing, podcast, got it, understand, and send me a thumbs up emoji.
All right, well.
I mean, I could tell you, but it's still, that's something that you have to, it's an experience thing. Well, then that's what this is.
I feel like I just got fucking put in my place.
I'm not trying to do that.
No. I'm not saying that you were. I think it was like a realization of, damn, I thought I was not a judgmental person. And the comment that I made me realize that I'm wrong. I still judge, even though I try not to.
Well, at least you're conscious that you're doing something.
I try not to judge anybody. But the comment that I made was extremely judgmental.
Sure. Are you supposed to be perfect?
Fuck no, we're human.
Okay.
Ain't nobody perfect.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good. I'm not stressing about it. But it like you, for you taking the step to go to Costa Rica, it was a conscious decision because you knew that you were doing something, right? Like you knew that you were in this position that needed to change.
Yeah. I mean, it was like consciously said, I'm going to go there. Big part of the reason that I went there is I wanted to be around a community that would understand what I was going through.
Yeah. Well, you found it, and I'm happy for you.
I think what I found was everybody's on their own journey. We can help each other the best that we can and hold space for each other, but I'm never going to think that my perspective or my reality is anywhere near yours.
What do you mean?
You're just going through whatever you're going through. Like I can hold space, meaning like I can be here for you, but I'm never going to be able to look through Robert's eyes and know what your perception or your reality is. Like that's one big thing that I learned, where realities and perceptions and stuff are so different with each person.
I think I struggle with that. A lot of people do. Like I tell my wife all the time, I tell her, man, you're so beautiful. I just wish you could see yourself through my eyes. I wish you could understand how I look at you.
And then she has things that tell her other things. What do you mean? Right?
Yeah. Crazy. Well, I'm fucking mind blown. All right. We're going to wrap it up. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me, brother.
I still don't think I'm going to try ayahuasca, but if you guys are thinking about doing ayahuasca, like he said, do your research, talk to people that have done it. Definitely recommend that. And if you're looking for an amazing, life-changing place to go, I highly recommend Tamarindo, Costa Rica. That place changed my life. It helped me out a lot. Sometimes all you need to do is just get away, shut your phone off, and live a little bit of life, and you never know what comes out on the other side. But make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. See ya.